Hello and welcome to another new edition of City Talks. It's already number 5 in a great series we started during the COVID-19 pandemic. And now we're already mid-June almost, and we're organizing our 5th City Talks. And this is the one in a series of doing them twice a month. And we're super excited to have you again here for a new session, which is all themed about collective action. My name is Robin. I'm founder and city enthusiast officer of A City Made by People. And before I'm going to introduce you our wonderful initiatives that we have lined up for tonight, I'm quickly going to do a quick introduction on A City Made by People. So A City Made by People started years and years and years ago, and I really loved this specific visual that I've created here for you guys. It's a poster. It's in Dutch. It says confetti after Corona, or after Corona comes confetti. And I really enjoyed it because Amsterdam, where I'm based, oh, am I still here? Yes, I'm still here. Thank you, connection. Back to our new city, which is Copenhagen. With our network, we are in a position to really create beautiful content, share stories, um, publish a magazine once a year, but also host a lot of events like the events we're doing here at the moment. And at times roll up our sleeves, as we call, to organize do projects. So our pillars are celebrate and do, and that's what we live by. And we launched the City Talk series. And the most beautiful addition to these product services is that all our talks are now available as a podcast on Spotify and via Apple Podcasts. So if you missed out on the other 4 City Talk sessions we had, no worries. They're available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So please have a look and re-listen to them. We had some great speakers on board from everywhere around the world. But today, it's all about collective action, which of course is a twofold, because collective action is about how can we mobilize our fellow citizens to do good in their cities, but also these initiatives themselves really have a great purpose that needs to be heard of and needs to be shared with a wide range of people. So enough talking about me. First, I would like to bring up our first initiative from Madrid, is Esperanza Vera. I'm going to pull you up, Esperanza. Yes. Hello and welcome.
Hello, everyone.
You hear well? Sounds, yes. Okay, great.
Yeah,
How are you, Esperanza?
I am fine. What about you?
I'm perfect. Perfect. You're a president of the initiative Bocatas. Could you maybe share a bit about that great initiative that you're running?
Yeah, sure. Well, we are an NGO called Bocatas. We are all volunteers in 3 cities on Spain, in Madrid, in Valencia, and in Zaragoza, and we
Mm-hmm.
support homeless people that sleep on the streets of our cities, and we just go during late night, and we talk with them. We just be talking person to person, and we want to dignify their situation, because we are used to walk around our streets and see people sleeping there, and we try
Mm-hmm.
to be with them. The food is only a pretext, but the important thing is growing this relationship between the both people, and that's it. We do a lot of things with them. We play football, we do a barbecue. Every summer we try to also do activities that put them out of their routine of the street, and we also tell everyone about the street situation because we think that end with the homeless problem is possible. So
Right, and you're
that's
using the
look at that.
sandwich as a symbol, right?
Yeah, it's just a symbol. It's not the important thing because here in Spain they have places that give them food, but the important thing is the company, just the relation that we create.
Right. Wow. And how many people are you serving at the moment in Spain?
And now they are like 550 people. Yeah, that
Okay.
we are with them in the street. And nowadays it's very quite difficult with the crisis because everyone's go into the house. But what happened with them? There's a lot of people that they stayed in the street during this crisis. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Beautiful. Well, we're happy
Mm-hmm.
to have you, and we look forward to exploring more and getting to know more about your great organization. Um, please hold there. I'm going to pull up Merida from Amsterdam and talk to you in a bit.
Great.
Okay, bye-bye. So from Amsterdam, we have Merida. Hello, Merida.
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. You're founder of Project Fearless, which is a beautiful, well, you create a space for any girl aged to 9 to 14 to
Yeah.
really, educate them as well, right? In a interactive way.
Yeah. So we offer after school programs for girls, as you said, between the ages of 9 and 14, with mentorship opportunities for girls 15 to 20. And it's all about creating experiences where we can step out of our comfort zone together, meet new friends, make mistakes, try again, fall, get back up. So we offer all types of programs. Our programs fall under 3 categories: the Mind and Movement Lab, which is about feeling the strength and pride of what your body is capable of. So we could be skateboarding, we could be doing dance class, we could be doing boxing. I actually just came from boxing about 20 minutes ago, so I brushed my hair and got here fast. We're starting our run club this week.
Very good.
Or our other pillar is community and leadership. And that's about finding your unique voice and your unique way of creating impact. We believe
right.
that no matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert, there is room for you to create an impact. So actually the photo with the girls with the pink thing on her head,
right.
that was our first Design for Impact crew. So they were designing solutions to help refugee children make new friends in their Dutch schools. And then the third pillar is our makerspace. So actually I should have started with that first, but the makerspace is it's all about learning to work with your hands, and it's about resilience in trying again, because everybody's going to fail in life, and the faster you can fail and get back up, the further you'll go. And yeah, we started in September, or actually we technically turn a year old on Saturday, where we launched our website. We had our first round of programs in September, where we had 32 girls from all around Amsterdam, both Dutch, English speakers, and a lot of different nationalities. And then in spring, we had 42 girls join us again. And we are just starting our summer programs right now. So we have a whole new group of girls, and it's really great. It's a great place for girls to meet, make new friends that aren't part of the normal school. So we also encourage girls to sign up without friends, actually. And that way we can build new communities across Amsterdam, outside of international schools or Dutch schools, giving girls a place where they can really find their own voice on their own terms. Uh-oh, are we frozen? Uh-oh. Oh no.
Are we back? Merida?
Yes. Oh
Yes.
no.
Oh no, what happened?
When did it go out?
Okay. I don't know. Something happened. But we're back, I think. We're back live. We just
Okay,
continue where
great.
we left it.
Where
That's all
were
we can do.
I don't know. I don't know how long
You
I
were
was
about
talking.
the makerspace. The makerspace.
Oh no.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
so we
so
have some
sorry.
catching up. No, it's okay. I don't know if it's my internet or not.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Something went wrong.
the maker space, and that's all about learning to fail with your hands. We do our last over the summer. We actually had, or no, in spring we had a climate science meets art class. So the girls learned about climate science and using hands-on experiments, and then used art as a method to create an impact and share with their communities how others can create an impact towards climate change. So yeah, and I don't know if I don't know what I said before about we're about to turn one. So we our first courses were in September 2019, where we had 32 girls join us. And then spring we had 42 girls, and we're just doing summer programs this week, starting this week. So really exciting.
Wow. And we have a nice, I think, end here, right? Look at this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like a bonus.
Yeah. So this is a snapshot to how our COVID spring looked like. If the video will play. Are we frozen again? Yeah. So we had a lot of dance parties this spring.
All right.
Cool.
Nice. Woo!
Yeah.
So a little bumpy ride, but I think we back again.
Yeah. Is it just me, or is it everybody's?
I think it's everybody's. I don't know.
Okay.
But hey, the fans are still with us.
Okay, great.
Here, look at that. Here we go.
Yeah. That's our climate science coach. She's amazing. And we have some great project feelers.
Great. So let's start a live Q&A after this, and let's hope and let's pray that the connection is gonna stay good. So how to start off with, I mean, both initiatives are really good examples of collective action, right? Where you invite others to come on board and help you for the purpose of serving a group. Even ourselves, you know, we build a community of citizens to work on livability and get to know like great initiatives like yourself. But how's your situation at the moment? And I'll put in Esperanza as well. How did you pick up after lockdown? Yeah, Marina? Yeah, sure.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, well, we were really lucky that our focus group is young children, and in the Netherlands, if you're under the age of 12, you're allowed to do sport and stuff outside in a group. So last week we just moved everything outside. So things that we would normally do inside, whether it's boxing, we're now doing boxing in the park. Or we decided, you know, we got scrappy and thought, okay, what can we do that's encourages all the Project Fearless things? Let's start a run club. So that starts tomorrow. And our skateboarding is also outside. So we just, I think that's the beauty of being a startup entrepreneur, is that you have to be nimble at all times. So we were lucky that Netherlands were starting to open up, and we're able to do things outside as well again.
Yeah, great, good to hear. And Madrid or Spain has also left, exited lockdown as well, right?
We are. We in this crisis we found a lot of people that want to help. This is a thing that I was really grateful with everyone, because a lot of people write us to be volunteer, to go to the street, to help in everything that we need. So I think that is very good. To see these people in this moment, and now we are in the street, going to visit our friends each week with very careful, always with protection and keeping the distance. But we are doing our volunteer as usual, because we think that is important to be with them, always being careful. So that's good. Yeah, we are pretty happy with that.
Great. And I mean, from that as well, like you must have like really big challenges when you were in lockdown, right? Even for for the homeless people in Spain, Esperanza?
Yeah, the thing, one of the problems is that the people in the street don't know what's going on. They are like, all the people disappeared, and they are asking like, what happened? Why is there is no people here? So I think this is one of the biggest challenge, is the run out of information, and the problem that the most of them, they don't have mobile phone, so we cannot call them and tell them what's going on, and we cannot go out to the street to give them the information. So I think this is a one big challenge. And also the problem that they are in the street, and with no, then they are not having the security that all of us we have on our homes. So
Right.
I think these are the biggest challenges that we found during the crisis.
And how did you stay in touch with them during the lockdown?
At the beginning, we just disappeared without, when they say you can't go out to the street, but then we think about it, and we decide to go to. We talk with the authorities here. We tell them that they have to go there, and also we just go, but one or two people only, and just go one moment with a piece of paper with all the things that they should know about the situation. Like, you can find help here, you can call to this number, go to this place if you want food, and we gave them this information.
Wow. Yeah, because you were not allowed to go out in the streets, right? I mean, you would be fined without a good reason as well.
Yeah, and we have to be careful also, because we cannot say, yeah, okay, we go to the street to talk with them, but this is a serious problem. This is not good, neither for them having us in the street. So we have to think a lot about that.
Yeah, yeah. And what about for you, Marida? I mean, your group of girls and suddenly being in lockdown.
Yeah. It was interesting. We were very lucky in the sense that most girls had access to a computer, so we could, we immediately went onto Zoom and started doing Zoom calls. We felt, for us, I was actually eating my words at the beginning of lockdown, because when I first started Project Fearless, I didn't want to have any digital sort of presence. I didn't want to do any digital coaching or any digital, and yet here we were. And at the end of the day, the most important thing was the girls, and keeping connection with them, and thinking, they're probably thinking, what's going on? They want some normality. So we told the parents and the girls themselves that, hey, every week at your scheduled time, we will be there. We may not be able to do skateboarding, like normal skateboarding, but we could design our own skateboard decks together, and we could do dance parties together. So we actually had a special guest dancer who was actually on a City Made by People last time, Sabrine. Yeah. She came and did a virtual dance class with our group and our team. And of course, it's not the same, but it was still pretty amazing. One thing that I thought was really interesting was seeing the way that different girls adapted to being online. So interesting enough, the girls who I actually most relate to in person were the ones that didn't want to go digital. So in person, they're quite outgoing, outspoken, a little bit, rah all the time. And they were the ones who it was too much. We tried to engage them, and they just said it made them sad because they missed us, or they would just rather not. And we respected that. Whereas there were some girls who, for instance, one girl who's really shy in person. And I thought, wow, this is going to be really tough for her, because this is a whole new platform. And I find it quite awkward to be on screen like this. And yet she totally blossomed. Like, it was such an amazing, we did these things called weekly wins. And, I was like, okay, what's your weekly win? And she was like, I have 3. It's like, oh, okay.
3 wins.
3 wins. That's amazing. But in class, she's somebody who would never speak up, never share these thoughts. So it was really interesting. but we tried to keep in touch. So we had the weekly calls. Sometimes it was a direct comparison in the class. We did boxing. Everybody had bean cans. We boxed on the screen for an hour.
Wow.
And sometimes it was just drawing together, checking in. We sent every girl a little care package with a pre-stamped postcard so that they could send it to a friend to kind of bring back some snail mail. Yeah, so it was a
But
really
those
challenging
ideas
time.
are not lined up, right? I mean, you don't have them, or did you have them lined up?
What? Sorry, what?
All these great ideas that you're having.
No. So I am very fortunate that I have an incredible team of really, really amazing brainstormers, and everybody kind of wants to roll up their sleeves and get in there. So we were in week 2 of our regular classes. So we had just finished skateboarding and just finished climate science. And Mike, one of our coaches, called me and said, "Yeah, we're not allowed at the library anymore, and I think we need to kind of consider our next steps." And yeah, and so we got together, got on the phone with my board and the team that next week, and we brainstormed of like, what would you want? It's like, well, I'd want normality. I'd want to have a check-in. I'd want some consistency if we could. And we adapted and grew like that. And the girls worked with us, and we were also open with the girls. I think that's one thing, is that we live in a great space at Project Fearless where we're not like a teacher, and we're not, so we don't have to be, a parent. So like we can show them that we don't know what we're like, hey, we weren't expecting this. What do you want to do with this time? And that's good. They gave some ideas, and we saw what we liked and went from there.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
And so how do you get in touch with them? Is how do you stay connected is to keep on a rhythm and doing video calls and coming up with a lot of assignments as well during, right?
Yeah. So exactly. So we have a parent WhatsApp group. So this is something that's come out of COVID now, is that for every course we have a parent WhatsApp group. Some parents and girls opted out, which I totally understood. So I would send them for those girls who didn't want to be on the video call, I would still send them a little WhatsApp video saying, "Hi, just checking in." We sent letters, we sent t-shirts. So there was some like snail mail, and then there was saying, "Hey, we're going to be here every week." We had one girl in our skateboarding class who, skateboarding digitally is not the same. And so we just colored a lot, and she showed up every single week. And one time, I said, "Look, you don't have to be here. I will lie to your mom that you're on this call if you want to just hang out in the room, because I understand if you don't want to be on the call with me and 2 other coaches." And she was like, "No, let's color." So I think just being there was really just, even if we couldn't do what we had initially intended to do, just the fact that we showed up week after week meant the world to the girls.
Yeah. And maybe to parents as well, because everybody working at home, they have a break from their kids a bit as well.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And Esperanza, I mean, looking at this situation, of course, which was, I can imagine, like really intense, especially for homeless people, not being left alone on the streets. Like, how would you say your approach has changed from before? Or is it the same? Or, I don't know, like, are you more cautious or?
Yeah, I think that we are more careful, like with all the contact. Like there's me, Espe, I love like hugging people and be with them. And now it's like, no, we have to be in the distance. But I think that now when we look at each other, we like feel a lot of a special, like we are very happy to see each other another time, because when we went to be with them during the lockdown, it's like we only be few minutes, like giving them some food or just the paper with the things or something, and we just left. And now that we can go be with them like we did before, is nice, and we are very happy to having that back, because I think that before is something that we did as usual, and it's like, okay, it's always like that, But now it's like, wow, we are together and we just talking here.
Hmm.
And but I think that the relationship is similar, but now we are more careful, and also we are worried because we the homeless people, they are much people that they are sick, and they are like
Hmm.
people that they are in risk with this virus. So we lost one friend that sleep in the street, and also with that, like we were very worried about what's going to going on with that, with all the people that we knew that they are sick. So this I think that we have all in our heads now, like we have to protect them. And
Mm.
if that's going to be to this if that situation is going to be another time, we have to be ready for that, and we have
Mm.
to try to the city to be more inclusive.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that we we think about that also.
Hmm. It's interesting, right? You're also mentioning, naming the word inclusivity here as well. That whether you're an elderly or homeless or young or a family, you take even more care, more attention as well. I think both sides, it's all about attention, right? How do you give attention to every group you're serving?
Yeah.
But I think it's also, I'm interested as well as when it comes to relationship. I can also imagine it becomes stronger, or the control about these people is intensified because you do care so much about them, and even in crisis, even more.
Yeah, it's like someone that you really appreciate, and you know that them are like in the war, like
Mm.
they are in the street, and everything can happen to them. So like you are like you want to protect them, and I think that this is the energy that have us like doing a lot of things, keeping talking with the authorities here in Spain, with the politics, with the people, like hi, they are these people in the street. And I think that this feeling of protection, that is the energy that move us to keep going.
Mhm. Yeah, even more, and maybe even more people involved as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Marita? Like, how's your approach changed from before? I mean, I know you didn't want to go digital and you had to,
Yeah.
but
Um,
maybe the
yeah.
approach is the word that I'm looking for, is the ascension of
Yeah.
attention, maybe.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm Esperanza. I'm the same way. Like hugs and high fives are what fuels me, and that's a big part of Project Fearless. Is like high fiving out all the time and lots of group cheers and stuff. So, for sure that was something that changed. And
Yeah.
now when we see each other, there's like, especially last week when it was our first week of classes again, and we had returning girls. Like there was like that, like you kind of like wanted to run into each other's arms, but you can't. So everybody's like throwing up elbows and stuff.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think considering ways that we connect with people is huge, right? And really thinking about what do the girls need, and sometimes it literally they just wanted somebody to chat with, and um, identifying that and giving space for that. So today in boxing, we could tell the group was a little bit more tired, and so we're like, all right,
Hmm.
we're gonna box it out, and then we're gonna give more time for like a cool down journal time and just chat. And the
Hmm.
girls just loved it, and I think. Um, Especially for that age group, when you're locked in with just your parents. So coming out of this, like you're so excited to go back to school, you're so excited to see friends, and at Project Fearless you're seeing friends who aren't at your school, so this is a whole new space. And yeah, it was really cool. Like it was great to see those new friendships start.
Hmm.
As far as
Were
our
there also some
approach,
difficulties, like at homes and parents and situations and so on, or because that's also been like in the news a lot about family
Mhm.
situations, of course, not always most ideal, and
No,
it's
of
pretty
course.
much tested. Hmm?
Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, of course, we can't speak about
No,
certain
of course.
situations. Yeah, yeah,
No,
but I
that's
think,
what I'm asking, by the way.
yeah, no. But I think it's a good point, and I think that's what Project Fearless. I mean, it's about a lot of things, but also giving the girls somebody else they can look up to, or a safe space, or a space that they can just chat about anything else. And I think that was something that we see is that like they showed up week after week, not because it was going to be a great virtual boxing workout, because, you know, I think adults think of it, you know, they log on to do their digital workout, but they logged on to see friends. They logged on to like have somebody else make them laugh other than their dad making a silly dad joke or something. You know, they wanted that connection with the outside world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
some
I
more
think our
vulnerability maybe as well at times.
You know, it was interesting. I think, like, I certainly assumed, I remember we were chatting with our coaches the day before we went virtual, and I was like, we're going to give them space to talk about this. And, you know, I was kind of like really thinking that they were going to want a space to talk about it. But the girls were pretty resilient. I mean, you could definitely see some were bummed, and they were honest about it. They were like, I want to go outside. I want to see my friends. But I think they were just, we practice a lot of gratitude at Project Fearless in general, like saying things that are very weekly wins, or what something small that's really brought you a lot of like has brought a smile to you. And yeah, so they were more just grateful for the times that we could see each other. I think that virtual definitely gives it adds some barriers and takes some barriers away. It didn't feel as close. The girls felt that they could, I don't know, we didn't have many girls opening up on virtual about vulnerable things. Now they have a journal that they're writing in. We also sent them their journals, so that was something that we encouraged while they were on lockdown. But yeah, it was interesting. I mean, and yeah, I don't know. So yeah,
no worries. And a bit more practical is like, you think you're gonna, so Hannah's asking here,
yeah,
will
it's
you
a great
continue
question.
programs online?
Yeah, so
or
interestingly enough, we had somebody who reached out from France, actually, who found our programs and said, can my daughter join the next virtual, you know? And it's great that we're getting that broad of a reach. And I certainly know it helps some families that way. At the moment, we're doing the best we can with the certain resources that we have. So we aren't planning on any virtual at the moment, but we've seen the impact that it can have and the reach it can have. You know, we could have a girl in France join our girls from the Netherlands, which would be great. We certainly hope we don't have to go into another lockdown, but we are prepared virtually if that has to happen. Yeah, so it's something we're thinking about as we grow and expand, because I think it's a wonderful way to connect more girls with each other, and that's the goal, not just Amsterdam. Yeah.
No, both locally and internationally. Yeah, nice. And Espen, you think that your activities have slightly changed, or does online, offline play a role in your work, or has it more now than ever before?
So our problem is that most of the people, of the homeless people that we be with them, they don't have a mobile phone, so and no access, and they are used to go to the library sometimes to get into internet, but now they are everything is closed, so it's much difficult. And with the ones that they have phone, we have calls with them, and we call if they have camera, we can do video chat, but there are not a lot of people, so we are like going back to the online activity.
We should give more homeless people a mobile phone then.
Yeah,
or
I think it's good.
indefinite credit or something.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Or like free range walkie-talkies or something in case of emergency. Yeah. So how do you mobilize? I mean, sure, you connect with homeless people, Espe, on the streets in Spain, but how do you mobilize or involve others? Because that's also collective action, of course, to mobilize others to support your cause.
Well, I think that the thing of San Bocatas, we are, like I told you before, 400 volunteers. We are all volunteers there. And all the people they want to give their time, and much people come to Bocatas because a volunteer told them about the activity. So there are like a lot of people that like listen about Bocatas, and they come and like, hey, I want to go because my friend Pepe is with you. And I think the important thing of Bocatas is when you have the relationship with the homeless people, this is something that I think it's something that like goes into your head, and the people want to go in, and they uh, talk about that in their families, with
Yes.
the people. And also now in Spain, like we get into TV, like are also in the news, and with all thing of the lockdown, there's much people that they are more sensitive about homeless situation,
Mm.
uh, because here before it's very strange to listen about homeless. They are like completely invisibilized, like they don't exist. But now the people talk more about homeless, and a lot of of new volunteers want to go in. So we are pretty happy, and I think that's it. And also another thing I think is very important is to take care about the volunteers. Like the people feel good with the volunteer, that we talk with them, everyone in the team, we take care each other. We can talk about our experience with the homeless, because sometimes it's thought like you feel their sadness. So I feel sometimes their sadness, and I am like very sad too. And talking this with other volunteers, sharing experience, I think is very important. Take care with all of us, and also to talk to the all the society about the homeless. I think this is very. We go to the schools to talk to the kids about the homeless people. We
Wow.
ask them to write a letter about to a homeless person. Like
Beautiful.
That's
we go
great.
to the to companies to talk to the workers about homeless. And I think that this is also things that like seeds that you are putting, and then sometimes they remember homeless, because one day bocatas come to my school and talk about, and I think that is good also to
Yeah.
mobilize the people.
Yeah, and I think
That's
that also
awesome.
it stimulates the inclusivity thinking as well, right? If the perception
Yeah,
changes around homeless
yeah,
people in cities as well, starting with kids, of course.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's very important.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Great. And what about you, Marita? You work with a lot of volunteers.
Yep. Yeah, we have an amazing team of volunteers. All of our programs are set up with a head coach, an assistant coach, and a mentor. And then we also invite inspiring women from all over Amsterdam and beyond to come share their stories with our girls in our programs. Um, yeah, I think the great thing about Project Fearless is everybody comes for the same impact. You know, they come because they can see themselves in the girls. And one of our questions that we everybody's asked themselves, I think this is like a typical, like that cheesy therapist question of like, what if you could go back in time and tell yourself one thing and actually grew up believing that one thing, how would that have changed your life? And we believe
Right.
at Project Fearless, that's what we're doing. So everybody comes, all of our volunteers have come to Project Fearless for the impact of Project Fearless, but also have a very personal drive to what they wish. Maybe it's not even maybe what they wish they had heard, or like maybe they had that one thing that was told to them, and they're like, thank goodness that I traveled with that. Now I want to pass that on.
Mhm.
So it's sort of that becoming an accessible role model for the future leaders and the future women in the world.
Yeah.
So we have a great cast of coaches and lots of women behind the scenes who are helping. And our coaches are changing as well. So, we, whether it's skateboarding coaches, or if we're doing climate science course or a boxing course, like these are
Mhm.
all things that we can bring in tons of different role models and tons of different women that, maybe aren't. We have a yoga instructor who's actually learning to be a DJ on the side. And
Wow.
I think that's important also to share with the girls. Like, you don't have to, there's lots of options out there, and you can also change halfway in your path. And then we also have the mentor program for the girls who are the 15 and above, so they can come and interact with the girls from a younger age and give them a sense of leadership on their own terms as well. So we try to, kind of create these like circles of
Yeah.
impact.
And
Yeah.
you Oh, am I back? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we? You also like looking for another layer that really, for example, could be jobs in the future, right? Or other opportunities for these girls to connect
Absolutely.
with.
Absolutely. So that's something that the mentor program will be new this autumn. So that's something we're really considering with the mentor program, because if these are girls are 15 to 20, like some of them may be looking for jobs, some of them may be looking for work experience. So how can we kind of listen to them, hear what's actually important to them, and find connectors in the city, or find other inspiring women to come in and speak to the girls about showing what's possible in their, just because you are a scientist doesn't mean you have to stick in this one lane. There's many different ways that you can be a scientist.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, the world is endless, right? The world
Absolutely.
on the doorstep for these girls.
Absolutely. It's just a matter of giving them. We felt that for us, it's having role models isn't enough. It has to be accessible role models. Like for me, Michelle Obama is a role model, but she's not accessible to me. And so it's really important to have somebody who is there with you week after week, who's showing up, who's seeing you on your best days, your worst days, and who continues to support you. And so that's really important to us.
Yeah, and this is beautiful because we didn't know when we invited you both to join the City Talk series, but both have this drive, and one is very much about role model, the other one's about friendship. It's all about these relationships that not only last for 15 minutes, I mean, possibly for life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So on top of that, it's like, what is that you then dream? What do you dream of achieving, and what would you like to see happen in the future then for your initiative, for your organization?
Esperanza, do you want to go first?
Okay.
You don't have to. I can go.
If I dream in very big, like very, very big,
you go,
like
girl. Go big.
I like that. Go for it.
I imagine like walking in Madrid, in my city, and like don't see people sleeping there, but not because they are in a center, like in the suburbs of the city, because they are like inclusive in the society. Like this is like my huge dream, but I think it's difficult, but I think it's going to happen. Maybe I'm not going to see it in my life, but I think that we are near. Each time we are more near. So this is my dream, like big dream, and I think this big they have like little pieces, and I think that like we are also I want to see like here in Spain they give some places to sleep to the people, not but this also is a dream for me, and that they work with the people to be good, with with social workers and that stuff, and also I dream with the society that they are more conscious about the homeless problem, and just the people in the city like smiling to the homeless. I think this is also a dream, and I think like this city talk is very good because everyone knows about that, and if you can smile to the people in your street, I will be more near to my dreams. So that's
easy. Check.
Wow, that's a good call to action here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think everybody out there watching this show, I think if you can help Esperanza getting that dream, one, smile every day to homeless people, but also help her to achieve that dream. That's collective action, right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Marita, what's your dream? Oh, by the way, I have a comment here. There we go.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And there's another question as well that I'm gonna pop in a second, but
cool.
First one first.
Yeah, gosh, we have a lot of dreams. I mean, for sure, one of the bigger dreams of Project Fearless is that we don't just stay in Amsterdam. Like the dream is to create clubhouses all over the world, where girls can, build up these clubhouses and communities and continue empowering each other. And my dream, as far as each individual girl, my dream is that she knows that her voice, whether she's an introvert or extrovert, it matters, and that she can create an impact on her own terms, and that she can take up space and deserves to take up space, and she is there. The world is there for her, and she can support her girls around her to reach their dreams and her dreams. I think that's something that is taught from it's not taught, but society puts a lot of pressure on women from a very young age, and the thought of like, there can only be one of us at the top. If you look at a leadership team, there can only be one woman at the top, or a skateboard, there can only be one amazing skateboarder. And we really try to start breaking that down at a young age to say, no, there's room for all of us, and there's room for all of us to take up space in a way that feels authentic and unique for us. And I think that's really important. And so, I think that's, every girl who comes to our programs, I hope she can do that. I hope it gives her a space where she can be herself, and then she realizes how good that feels to be yourself. And then it kind of passes itself on, so she can then go out of the, outside of Project Fearless's walls and encourage others to speak up and be themselves, and let that ripple grow.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps here, left and right.
Mhm.
I have before we end the show, we have another question that's from Maria Ana Neves. Do you collaborate with other collective projects? And is it easy or hard to collaborate? Any examples?
Should I
go for it, Marita?
We actually have, this was something I didn't know how to navigate when I first started Project Fearless. And I was really lucky that our first programming, we actually had another women-led group, Women Skate the World, who was a skateboarding program, who came to us and said, hey, we want to do skateboarding programs. We'd love to collaborate. And the collaboration was amazing. And from that, I do feel very lucky. Like, I feel like our first experience went really, really well. We are now we don't call it a breakup. We're now just kind of splitting but supporting. So Women Skate the World is actually now starting their own skateboarding program here in Southeast, and we'll continue our skateboarding program, but we'll still be huge champions of each other. As far as hard to collaborate, like I said, we had a great experience with this. We're definitely looking for ways to collaborate in the future to reach more communities. I think that's a great thing about collaboration, is both parties bring in their own networks and bring in their own set of skills that then you can hopefully grow faster. But I think the only thing that we had that was a little bit hard was, we talk about this at Project Fearless a lot, it's called the scarcity mindset. And it's that fear that there can only be one. And both Nanya and I, who's the founder, and I had a very frank conversation about sometimes we did feel a bit jealous when one of us got ahead in their organization of the other. But at the same time, you have to take a step back and realize, like, wait, there's room for us all to empower girls. Like, we need more of these. We need more of us out there. And we need to show the world that you can actually collaborate, support each other,
right,
and work on your own dreams while working together. Like, we need to get practice what we preach.
Right.
So we're very lucky in our first collaboration. But yeah, we are actively looking for new communities to work with. It helps get Project Fearless out there as well.
Great.
So, yeah.
I mean, you can use that as an argument for any collaboration, because then nobody would say no, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Good sales tactic.
Exactly.
What about for you, Espe, for Bocatas?
We collaborate with other projects. I think that very also with universities, for example, with students that come and play football with us each Friday. Also with sometimes with companies that the workers come and make an activity. For example, here Uber Eats that they came and we have a dinner together. And also we collaborate the most with other organizations that work with homeless people. And for example, we make a street store. We put a lot of clothes in the street, and the homeless people come and they can choose what they want to pick, because when they go and look for clothes, they always in the places here in Spain, they give them the clothes that they have, and they cannot choose the clothes that they want. So we did this initiative so they can come and choose the clothes that they like. And also with another organization, they of students that study arts. They came with us, and they make some art classes for the homeless people that we see in the street. Yeah. And also we made the World Night Out. That is this is in a lot of cities of the world. One night we slept in the street, like to tell
Wow.
everyone that the homeless people, they are in a bad situation and all this stuff. And in London, in New York, in Tokyo, and also in Madrid. And to do this initiative, we collaborate with another organization.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Great.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Quick note here.
Ah, thanks, Hannah.
So how can people get involved? I think this is the last questions. Via your website, via getting in touch with you, Instagram.
For
You need
us,
more volunteers, so like
with the website, we are like bocatas, but with Q, so bocatas. It's the bocatas, and also in the website, in the Instagram, and we have Facebook and Twitter.
okay,
So
great.
yeah.
And you're always in need of volunteers, right?
Yeah, always. We find something to do always, and yeah.
There's enough to do.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Rita, for you, same?
Yeah, absolutely. So our website is projectfearless.org, or you can go to our Instagram, which is project.fearless. And share your story. You know, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to know what Project Fearless means to you, and what you'd like to change in society or for the next generation. And we could probably, whether it's a coach and in person, or whether it's, just helping us spread awareness. I think that's the biggest thing for any organization, is that, like, we just need awareness. The more people who know about us, the more likely a new girl is going to join our program. The more a different community we can reach, the more greater our diversity and reach grows. And same with, we also need partners and sponsors, and I'm sure it's the same for Esperanza. So like, awareness is just huge for us. So even if you are, from somewhere else around the world, just giving us a shout out means a lot, and send us a high five in any form, and we'd love to hear from you.
That's great. High fives. Let's hope we can give high fives again soon.
I can't wait. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna get calluses on my hand. Like, can't wait.
Oh, amazing. No, I think I really want to. We're way over time as usual, really. But I mean, there's always time for these super inspiring stories, and I feel it's like super inspired, and also empowered to connect with you more actively. I hope others will connect with you as well. That they just follow your lead. I mean, you both have really, just even your own role model as well. Although it's challenging, but your drive. Your drive keeps you going. I think I can absolutely concur with. Like, it's not easy out there, definitely not. But if you have a purpose and you set it and you try to follow it, then you'll overcome all kinds of hurdles. And even if you have to reinvent everything, whether there's a COVID-19 around the corner or any other setbacks, I think it's these friendships and being a role model to others, and it's
That's
only
something
one
that will
person.
always be. Yeah, there will
Yeah, it's
always
only
need
one
for
person that
connection.
you want to help, right? And
Yeah.
if that's the goal, then we just
Yeah.
keep on going with all we do.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
appreciated your time, guys. Really,
Yeah,
Marita,
thank you.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Um,
Yeah.
How it works, I'm gonna kick you out again, but stay on board so
Great.
we can do an aftermath and say
Okay.
goodbyes. And I'll close off this City Talk session. So Marita, thank you so much for your time.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
All the best for
Bye.
Project Fearless. And then Espe, muchas gracias.
Bye. Gracias. Thank you.
De nada.
Bye.
Bye. Great. And then it's me again, in full size and full frame. I'm still a bit buzzing from the great conversations we were having. Quickly want to end this City Talks as we supposed to. If we give me 1 second, yes, we're back at it. And that's with announcements, because that's how I like to end every City Talks. So very exciting with our team. We also initiated City Tunes, which is where we want to give local talent a stage to share their music and their talent with us. So next week, we had to postpone it by a couple of weeks, but next week, Friday, from 5 to 8, we will have a great series. We've invited some amazing DJs who are going to play a set next week, back to back, from 5 to 8, from different cities. I'm not going to spoil any other surprises. So stay tuned, watch this channel, because via Instagram and Facebook we'll send you the nice tunes from different cities. A great way to start a weekend and a busy week of work, of course. And then something I'm also personally very excited about in follow-up of these City Talks and City Tunes, we've also decided to launch a series of workshops. And these workshops are going to be called A City Made by You. And they're going to function as a practical guide to improving your city. So everybody who feels that they want to do something more meaningful but have no clue yet how, then I would encourage you to join our workshops. We'll have a series of different topics launched across a series. It's a workshop of roughly 90 minutes up to 2 hours where we invite experts. It's really giving me on a journey from learning to getting to know a topic, to their challenges, to solutions and case studies, and ending with really practical tools and call to actions for all these aspired city change makers out there. So it's an international workshop, so everybody around Europe or even beyond can join those workshops. So stay tuned. Before we end, we would love to know which of these topics would you be interested in learning more about. We're thinking about A, public space, walking, cycling, social and green, sustainability, learning more about how to green your city and keep your city clean, and C, support your locals. Please make your choice and put them in the comment box, either on YouTube or on Facebook. We would love to hear from you which topic is trending for you and which one we would like to or need to start kicking off with. So we're very excited. It's going to happen at the beginning of July. And we're working hard to making this all possible for you. I think if you want to follow us as well, A City Made by People, or use the hashtag A City Made by People if you would like to share your stories with us. And I want to thank again Marita and Espe for their time. And I'm looking forward to see you during our workshop, A City Made by You workshop, beginning of July. Yeah, let's work on a purpose, join these great initiatives around the world, and make a very positive impact and make our cities more livable. So for now, I want to say thank you. I'm Robin from A City Made by People. Talk to you soon. See you soon. And well, we have to stay healthy and stay safe at all times. All right. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.